Saltburn is the newest movie that has viewers shocked by what they just watched. The movie is like a psychopathic thriller, as Oliver takes down the entire Catton family by killing most of them. Throughout the movie, Oliver does some weird things, with the bathtub scenes and the graveyard scene being the weirdest. Here's what they mean. Arguably, one of the most disturbing scenes in Saltburn takes place in a graveyard. Following the tragic death of Felix Catton, Oliver Quick loses himself to his desires in a twisted fashion. The movie is about desire and obsession, and how destructive and entangled the two can become. Oliver's obsession with Felix is the first thing viewers are introduced to as the movie begins, and the rest of the runtime is devoted to watching it play out. After Felix dies at Oliver's birthday party, Oliver is in mourning. There was a clear passion behind the character's obsession with Elordi's rich boy, and no matter what happened later, it felt genuine, in a very disturbing way. While the movie has made it clear up to this point that Oliver isn't too great at handling his desires and obsessions very well, it's made all the more apparent by how he chooses to grieve. After everyone else has left Felix's funeral, Oliver lays on the freshly dug grave, now holding his late friend, and embraces the mound of soil. It doesn't stop there. Oliver makes a hole, strips out of all his clothes, and starts to do the ugly thing with the ground itself while it pours rain, even loudly weeping for added effect. But why? Well, those feelings that Oliver had for Felix were so intense that he didn't know how to handle them, especially with Felix dead. Many might be reading this wondering, but wait a second, why would he feel that passionate if his whole Catton espionage was planned from the start? Well, it is because he is a psychopath and a pathological liar. He was obsessed with Felix and wanted to gain the family estate. When Felix found out about him, he realized he lost one of his obsessions and was about to lose another, as Felix was going to expose him and get him kicked out. This is why Oliver poisoned him, potentially saving one of his desires while mourning for the one he lost on the grave. We know, disgusting. Not long after arriving at the Saltburn estate, Oliver Quick accidentally peeks Felix Catton masturbating in their shared tub. Some might find themselves looking away if they were in Oliver's position, but he certainly doesn't. Instead, as Felix is draining the tub and exiting the bathroom, Oliver is able to squeeze in and get some alone time with the tub before it finishes draining. As one does, he promptly gets on all fours in the bathtub and slurps up some of the dirty bathwater, the same liquid containing some of Felix's recently ejaculated semen. If viewers needed to know just how obsessed Oliver is with Felix, this should be enough to drive that point home. While Oliver's dive into Felix's spunky bathwater is the grossest bathtub scene that Saltburn has to offer, it's not the most important one. Later in the movie, after the untimely death of Felix Catton, Oliver shares a scene with Venetia Catton while she bathes in the same tub he licked clean earlier in the film. Venetia is clearly drunk and upset. She is calling out Oliver for how obsessed he was with her brother, whom he only knew for 6 months. She also makes a point to explain how that same obsession led to him weaseling into her entire family. Venetia is worried that he'll eat them from inside out. While her words are harsh, they don't erase the intense intimacy between the both of them. Another example of the film's deep exploration of destructive desire and parallel obsession. The two share a final kiss, but Venetia pulls away, clearly disgusted by both the man in front of her and her own impulses. This ends up being the last sequence audiences see of Venetia before she's found dead, having never left the bathtub with her wrists slit. The film's final moments reveal a sinister truth behind that tragic outcome, one that proves Venetia's proclamations weren't unfounded.